Hi everyone, Monique here, Intuitive Soul Savant. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the new subscribers. You've come to a lovely community. Here we dig deep, we go deep, we share honestly, and we're all doing our shadow work ascending. Okay, and that's the sign of the time. So today's video is all about Pluto conjuncting Venus. And if you have Venus in Aquarius in your natal chart, then Pluto will be conjuncting your natal Venus. If you have your natal Venus in Leo, Pluto will be opposing your natal Venus. And if you have your natal Venus in either Scorpio or Taurus, then Pluto will be squaring your natal Venus. And this will be in the energies for 20 years. And all of us are going to be feeling this because the collective is ruled by Aquarius and it's co-ruler Uranus, the collective, change, freedom, liberation. Okay, that's the keywords for our Aquarians. And the reason I'm making this video today is I've done Pluto conjunct the moon, Pluto conjunct Mercury, Pluto conjunct Mars, and now Pluto conjunct Venus. And they're all the personal planets as far as the sun goes. This whole channel is all about the vitality and our sun signs. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, what's happening right when I make this video in 2024 is at 3:05 a.m. Saturday morning, the 17th in Sydney, Venus ingresses into Aquarius. Okay, and then 16 hours later, Venus, next minute, conjuncts Pluto. Now, this may be Friday, Northern Hemisphere, the 16th, okay? But just know that as soon as Venus ingresses into Aquarius, next minute, conjuncts Pluto. Now, we felt the Mars conjunct Pluto, no doubt. There was things that happened in the Northern Hemisphere that I really believe were activated by Mars. People running around in red suits, shooting people. Very Mars conjunct Pluto, and I am very sorry to my friends in the USA. I'm so sorry. But moving along, we all felt that energy. Now, this is a short video. I'm going to be doing heaps of videos along the way about Pluto and Venus. This is just our first one, just so we can get a little taste, okay? And if you've got any of these personal planets in Aquarius, well, they've all been activated. Aquarius has been activated. Pluto came in. All of the personal planets have conjuncted Pluto at the very beginning, 0 degrees of Aquarius. This is big time. This is activation for everybody, the collective. All right, so we're going to discuss Pluto as power. Now, we know it's death, transformation, rebirth. I mean, it's all on this channel. But let's just call it power. Power within or power over others. And what Pluto wants is power within, to power us up, to bring up from the subconscious patterns that we're not conscious of, that are not in our personal power. Quite simple. So Venus, let's talk about what Venus's energies are. Well, when we think of Venus, the first thing that everybody thinks of is love, okay? But we all carry love in us. We don't need a Venus. We don't need a Venus to be love, okay? We'll get to this, to the depths of you know, the mundane that you read in textbooks and what have you. We want to know about the energy, okay? So love, relationships, money, creativity, pretty things, the balance, the scales. That's Libra's glyph is the scales, okay? So one thing that isn't discussed enough regarding Venus And that is Venus does rule our self-worth. Venus rules our self-worth, our relationship with ourselves, our higher power. Our relationship with ourselves must come first, so that then we have balanced Venus relationships with others. Now, I know this because I had a retrograde Venus in my natal chart when I was born in Aquarius. Do you know it's taken 58 years in the progress chart for Venus to actually get back to the 11 degrees that it was in my natal chart? So I have had 58 years of a retrograde Venus energy. And what have I learned from that? Self-worth, self-love, self-love. And from there, everybody's saying it. If we have a true relationship with ourselves, then we have fantastic relationships with others. If we love ourselves, we're capable of loving others. Okay, so put all of that into your Venus catalog, right? Relationships with ourselves, love relationships with partners, business relationships, any relationship that we're having with another, this is Venus. Now, are we giving our power away to others in that relationship? This is the question, and this is what Pluto will be digging deep for. Are we losing our power in our relationships? Now, I know I have for 58 years. However, I've been working very, very hard on self-love. That was my karma. I'm a Capricorn. That was one part of my karma, was to learn to nurture and self-love myself and care for myself, just as well as what I would do for others, because I'm really good at looking after others and putting them before myself. Was really good at doing that. No longer, because Pluto has taught me, just from the conjunction to my natal Mercury and the conjunction to my natal Sun, which has been happening through Capricorn. All right, so we know that Venus loves the pretty things. Now, you could say, well, that's very subjective, because what I think is pretty may not be what another person thinks is pretty. However, prettiness and beauty have a higher frequency. We know that scientifically from Dr. Amoto Masura. I have a water program, speaking to the water daily, every sip of water. I love you, I forgive you, I'm grateful. Please forgive us. Right? So there's a high frequency that the Venusian energy is magnetic to. And so Venus is our desires, what we think is gorgeous and are attracted by, turned on by, lit up by. And this is where the Libra people, oh, you're a Libra, you get lots of money, you get all the lovely things. It's not because they're a Libra. It's because that Venusian energy is working through them to attract the beauty, because they desire beauty. Venus is our desires. Now, when Pluto comes along, Pluto is also, if we're talking relationships with Venus, Pluto can be possessive, jealous, power over partners, until the Plutonic energy is evolved. So all these areas can be kicked off. I can't tell you what your story will be. I don't even know what my story will be. So we're all in this together. We're all going to learn this together. I can tell you about the sun. I can tell you about Mercury. I can tell you about the moon. But, Venus and Mars, this is where I'm heading. So we're talking energy. So even if you've got Sun in Aquarius, and all of my videos should be able to help people for the next 20 years. Just, we want to understand the energies. Yes, there's lots of textbook astrology out there. Oh, there's so much. However, we need to work intuitively in what suits ourselves without spending thousands and thousands of dollars, all right? So by talking about it, we're getting understanding of it, all right? So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I do know how Mars conjunct Pluto went down. Mars activated Pluto in Aquarius, boom, boom. The sun would have done the same, but Mars is an activator. Mars is power, zoom. So Pluto in Aquarius has been activated. Even though Pluto is going to go back into Capricorn for the shortest amount of time, I'm not too worried, unless, of course, my beautiful friends out there who are late degrees Capricorn, Cancer, Aries and Libra, they're still in the game. They're still in the game, because really, if you're born at the end of those cardinal signs, you know, you really need Pluto to move to 3 degrees of Aquarius until you can be out of the fire, so to speak. Even though Pluto's not a fire, it's hell down there. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot and uncomfortable. Yeah, right. So our heart goes out to you guys. We're still with you, okay? But on board now, we're going to be having the Aquarians, the Leos, the Tauruses, and the Scorpios, because they will be searching for some soothing and understanding so that they can work with this transit. It's a big transit. It's only, like I've said before, only a third of the population have these Pluto transits to their natal suns. And therefore, because you've got to understand, wherever your sun is, Mercury's not too far away, Venus isn't too far away, Mars can be if it's out of bounds, but then it retrogrades back to get into alignment with the rest of the group. All right, so relationships, power over, power within, your relationship to yourself, your self-esteem, your self-love. This is number one. If you think that you're going to be made happy by another person, I'm so sorry. That's dukkha, suffering. That's suffering, because no one person can fulfill another person. It's impossible without one of those people losing energy. One of those will lose energy. So I'm not going to bang on about it too much today. I do want to remind you I'm making another video, because we've got more of this Venus, Mars and Pluto. Venus and Mars are going to conjunct together in Aquarius around, I think it's 6 degrees, but I'm going to make a video about that. This activation is happening. It's happening. All right, so I send love out to you if you're uncomfortable, and if you're still, you know, still releasing, still surrendering. I'm still surrendering, still surrendering. Ongoing until we reach enlightenment. All right, guys, I love you. And I will have another video on the weekend, just a general video for everybody. Yeah, and I'll be back. All right, so I hope you enjoy this Venus in conjunct Pluto. I think it'll be a little easier than the Mars conjunct Pluto. All right, but tune in, subscribe, because if you've got your any of your personal planets in Aquarius, Leo, Taurus and Scorpio, please subscribe, because you're going to learn so much on this channel from my experience and from the experiences of all of the comments. People are just so generous with their stories. And this is the place to tell your story too. It's a safe place. I won't tolerate any low vibrational frequency of energy. All right, they're out real quick. So it is a safe place. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Love you.